Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. And this movie came out in 2012 and is directed by Jay Olivia. And I've seen bits and pieces of both this and Part 2 before, but never the full thing. And I finally got a chance to watch both of them, and this one I liked. I thoroughly enjoyed. It wasn't as great as I was hoping it would be, but after watching part one, I can see why people would like this a lot, and it does kind of capture what a 55-year-old Batman would be like, and kind of capture certain ideas that Bruce Wayne might be going through or thinking of. He's retired, hasn't been Batman for 10 years, and just coming back to it because he feels like there's still more for him to do. And I like that about the movie, and I like how Batman is portrayed in this film. He feels like Batman, and I like the voice. I thought Peter Weller did a really good job in this movie, and really all of the cast is good in this movie for the most part. And there were plenty of moments where I enjoyed the look of it in terms of the visual presentation, and things were either pretty cool to watch or at the very least they looked cool. And the only elements that didn't really work for me, despite them being cool, was just some dream sequence stuff that I felt was kind of corny and didn't need to be there. And I wasn't bored. This movie was like less than 80 minutes long, and it just flies by for me. It never feels slow, and every scene feels like it's moving the story forward. However, despite the pacing being pretty brisk, there were points in this movie where I did feel as though things were rushed, and I wasn't really able to soak some things in as well as I probably should have, because things were just moving so quickly that I couldn't have any time to really see, okay, what's being developed here properly. It was just, oh, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and just not really giving these things enough time to breathe on their own, which I found to be kind of unfortunate. But I did like the scene when Bruce Wayne becomes Batman again, and that happens pretty early on. It happens in the first 30 minutes, maybe even earlier than that. And I also liked the music in this movie. Despite it being overused, I still think that the music is good. It's memorable. I like the Dark Knight Returns theme. I think it's a pretty great theme and works pretty well. And I did like the characters in this movie as well. And the only character that I was getting a little worried with as to whether or not I was going to like them was Robin, because we get a new Robin in this film. Carrie Kelly, that's the character's name. And I was like, oh boy, is this going to be a character that's going to ruin this for me? But fortunately, that didn't happen. And I didn't mind this Robin being in the story, and there are references to pretty iconic Batman things in reference to the comics. Like they mention Dick Grayson, they also mention Jason Todd at a certain point. And if you're completely unfamiliar with those two characters, then you'll have no idea what they're talking about. Fortunately, it's pretty brief, but there might be a moment where you're thinking, I don't know if I really got that. But for people who do get that reference, they'll be like, oh yeah, that happened. And also the animation I liked in this movie. I haven't even touched on that, but I liked how it looked overall. I wasn't big on the 3D animation. I just personally didn't feel as though it looked that great. But the 2D animation looked pretty great, especially for the budget, $3.5 million. I'm not sure if that's adjusted for inflation or not, but both of these films, I think, had $3.5 million each for a production budget. And I do feel as though they do a pretty good job with that money. And I haven't even mentioned the action scenes in this movie. I think they're pretty great for an animated movie and what they're going for. It's pretty bloody at times. That was enjoyable for me. And it was just a lot of fun to watch. Just giving you what you would want from a Batman story, but also giving you some exciting action to go along with it. To get into my issues a little bit more, I've mentioned a few already, but the only things I didn't mention were some of the dialogue I felt was kind of weak, and the characters just didn't really talk like real people at times. And also the whole like Batman coming back, there's this whole like crowd of people talking about do we need Batman back, or do we need him gone? Has he benefited society? Has he harmed society? That whole stuff I can do without. It just did not do much for me at all. And also, without spoiling anything, the very end of this movie, or at least part one specifically, is what I'm talking about, could have been better. Didn't need to be like such a cliffhanger. I thought that was kind of dumb, but aside from that, I really enjoyed this movie for what it was. I liked what it explored. I liked what it was offering, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for, you guessed it, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.